Hello and welcome to Travel in the Know with me, Philip Saunders, from the Waterfront in Ipswich, the county town of Suffolk. And today I'm celebrating. It's my school reunion, and after 40 years I'm getting back with loads of friends I've not seen in that time. I'm hoping it's going to be really a great occasion, and that those friendships will just pick up like as if we'd seen each other yesterday rather than so many years ago. For me, though, it's also a chance to come back to my hometown, and the first thing I see as I come down to the waterfront is how much this area has improved and been gentrified. And in today's show, what I'd like to do is try an English breakfast, but with Suffolk ingredients. It's the heart of agricultural Britain, and the taste should be that much better. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about my school and my own tenuous links, therefore, with Thomas Wolsey, Cardinal of England under Henry VIII, who actually was one of the most famous sons of Ipswich. The building behind me is the Salthouse Harbour Hotel, and that's where we're going to have breakfast. As you can see, the hotel lobby is really beautiful and very thoughtfully decorated. Hotel might be a bit full today because one of Ipswich's other famous sons is the boxer Fabio Wardley, and tonight at the football stadium Portman Road he's fighting the interim WBA heavyweight championship. So I imagine that it's one of the best hotels in town, if not the best. Could be quite full here, so let's see if they are going to accept non-residents for breakfast. Okay, so not only did I get into the hotel, straight away I bumped into one of my old school friends. So there's a danger that all of the food will go cold before I even start. But they let me in. It's £20, and for that you get, first of all, a nice English breakfast, and you get some other stuff. But let's start on the English breakfast, I think, as it's in front of me. And what's beautiful about this as well is that most of the ingredients come from Suffolk. And obviously Suffolk has a great agricultural heritage. So I'm hoping that this will be great. So let's start with the bacon. Got 2 rashers of bacon. Back bacon. Looks nice. It's got lots of flavour. Slightly salted. Very slight smoky flavour. And it's been well cooked, and it's quite a thick piece, as you can see, one way or the other. And then what shall I dig into next? I think a little bit of a sausage. Nicely cooked sausage, relatively well browned. Could be a bit browner here perhaps, but it looks good. And this is definitely a Suffolk sausage. And see, it's nice and meaty. Doesn't look like there are any herbs in it, but let's see what it tastes like. Excellent sausage. Really tasty. No herbs, but a lovely pork flavour. And the percentage of meat in there is clearly very high. And it's also super juicy. So really nice sausage. Skin is nice too. The only thing that I regret there is that there aren't 2 sausages, because they're that good. Right, let's move on to the egg. Yeah, that's good. It's been here a little while because I've been chatting with my friend, who has to remain nameless for copyright reasons. But basically that's a nice egg yolk, and it's definitely a Suffolk egg. I know, Suffolk boys, you can't take the Suffolk out of us. It's a lovely egg, beautifully cooked. The white's very nice as well. No trace of any of the cooking oils it's been cooked in. And now I'm definitely going to move to the black pudding. I love black pudding. Oh, that's nice, quite a thin slice. A really nice consistency. Not a strong taste either. A very refined black pudding, very enjoyable. Now we've got a hash brown. I quite like hash browns, but only when they're really good. This, I have to say, doesn't look very exciting. It tastes okay. Very good, thank you. It tastes okay, but I think it's probably from a frozen packet. And now, especially for Gary and Greeno, some of us can eat mushrooms, guys. Let's look at this nice large flat mushroom. Lovely texture, guys. And then finally the roast tomato. It's nicely cooked through. That's great. It's been baked long enough to give it that sweetness. It's great. Excellent, genuine Suffolk breakfast. Good start. That's great. The coffee, cappuccino, a bit cold now, but very nice. And also I've got a tiny bit of Suffolk apple juice, cloudy apple juice. Really pleasant. And here's some toast, brown toast I asked for. I got 7 pieces, I think, all looking very good. And also they brought me Wilkin and Sons Tiptree jam and marmalade, and that's also local. It's from Essex, so across the border, but not much more than 20-25 miles away. And some butter. Let's see what the butter's like. Quite nicely presented. Put that on the toast. And then the good old Tiptree orange marmalade. True English traditions. Excellent. You know the marmalade. Butter's unsalted, and the bread's super, really nice, and very grainy, lovely consistency. And that was also a fruit salad, and that's not obviously local because we've got watermelon. Really nice and fresh. Kiwi, pineapple, all great stuff. Look at that, a fresh cappuccino, and it looks good, and I can tell you it tastes good as well. It's a really lovely breakfast. And what's great is that on the Continental breakfast, you can have as many items as you want, as often as you want, and then you follow it basically with the main breakfast, the main traditional English breakfast. I've done it the other way around, but it doesn't really matter. And this is yogurt, nice and thick, with a kind of compote with red currants and strawberries in it. It's just a really thick, creamy yogurt. No sweetness. I'm really glad I ordered this. I really didn't expect to bump into my old school friends here, so that's an added layer. It does mean that this is a bit disjointed. But I have to tell you a funny story. I was speaking to one of them saying, on the way up here to Ipswich today, I was actually thinking about you, even though I've not seen you for 40 years. We were great friends. And I was also remembering a scene when another friend of ours tried to climb over the Berlin Wall, up it at least, at Checkpoint Charlie in 1984, which in those days was a rather dangerous pursuit. And our history teacher screaming, "Andrew, get down from that wall now!" And to my astonishment, my friend had a digital version photograph of that very event. So it's amazing, 40 years on, same shared memories. And because these are great people as well, I hope that it's going to be a kind of catalyst for us to stay in much closer touch than we've done in the past. And it makes this breakfast extra special, obviously, closer to the heart. If you're tempted now to come to Ipswich and enjoy this ambiance, why not as well? There are 3 Ed Sheeran concerts coming up, I think, during June as well. Breakfast here is great, irrespective of whether you're staying or not. It's £20 to have the cooked breakfast plus Continental and fruit juice and coffee, and that's really amazing value. You saw my cooked breakfast, but you can have as many Continental elements as you want. It's from a choice of toast with Tiptree preserves, natural yogurt with berry compote, which I really liked, a fresh fruit salad, but also freshly baked croissant and pain au chocolat, selection of cereals and traditional porridge, which is always a good sign. And I really love the fact that there's such an emphasis on local ingredients here as well. The Suffolk Maynard's apple juice and pretty much all of the elements of the cooked breakfast as well. Well, by the way, if you don't want a cooked breakfast but another hot element instead, they do eggs Benedict or egg royale, crushed avocado on granary toast and vine tomatoes, poached eggs, and a Suffolk bacon or sausage sandwich. So you're really going to be spoilt for choice. Definitely a recommendation. I think I'm going to give this a gold medal on the food, and I think that for value for money it's got to be gold as well. This is a beautiful hotel, a beautiful dining room, very quiet, and frankly there are lots of lovely cafes down here, but you could go next door and have probably one hot dish and a coffee for pretty much the same price as a whole breakfast here. And of course for me there was the added bonus of bumping into all those old school friends. I wonder what stories we're going to remember before we have our reunion this afternoon. Thomas Wolsey was born in Ipswich in the latter part of the 15th century, and by the 1520s he was a very powerful man, and he went to Ipswich School, which is my school. That dates back even further than him, because the first historic document related to it is, believe it or not, an unpaid bill in 1399. In any event, Cardinal Wolsey built so much influence in King Henry VIII's court, and education was extremely important to him. So he built a college at Oxford University, and he intended to have feeder colleges all around the country, around about 15. At the time, of course, Ipswich being first of all his hometown and also one of the most significant centres of trade in the country, he wanted his foremost college to be here. And this is known in Ipswich as Wolsey's Gate and dates back to that period. This gate wasn't going to be the main entrance. In fact, we're very near to the waterfront, and it was intended to be an entry for those arriving in Ipswich by boat. Obviously later he fell out of favour, so unfortunately the project was never completed, and Ipswich School, my school, that became the King's School in Ipswich, King Henry VIII's, reverted back to its old name. That is my tenuous link with Thomas Wolsey, and now I'm excited to be going off to meet all of those friends who also were pupils at Ipswich School in the 1980s. I hope Thomas Wolsey would be proud of us. Well, it's time for me to get off to that school reunion now, so if you've enjoyed this vlog, I hope you have, please subscribe, like it, and why not ding the bell for notifications. See you on another adventure soon. Goodbye from Ipswich.